Okay, so I'm here with Joana Garcia, right?
Yes.
And Joanna and I have just met through the Education 2000 class. We've partnered up to do this little video webcasting, and we're excited to do it. And so, Joanna, just so that I know, tell me a little bit about yourself, just so that I know a little bit more about you, since we're so new to being around each other.
Okay. I'm an education student, and I'm doing elementary ed with the concentration in math. And I'm from Cedar City, and I am a junior at SU.
So, why would you choose math? Because I'm horrible at math, and so whenever anyone says that, I always want to know why they would choose math.
Oh, just to help people that think they're horrible at math.
Yeah, good. Well, now I know I have a resource if I ever need one. So, anyways, we were talking before we started this video, and we were talking a little bit about biology and the cell and how it all works.
Yes.
And I know you had some questions. Is there one specific thing that you can think of, or how do you want me to help you with this?
Maybe the different parts of the cell.
Okay, that's a good question, because I think oftentimes a lot of people don't understand how a cell functions and works, which is really important. What parts do you already know of? Is there things that you can think of that you can say, oh yeah, I know this is in a cell, I know that is in a cell?
I actually,
So
those words are,
what about the main part of the cell, the brain of the cell? Do you know what that's called?
no, I
It starts
forgot.
with an N.
With an N. Oh, the nucleus.
The nucleus,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. That's the most important part of a cell, because without that sending out information to everything else, it wouldn't function.
Yes.
It builds the DNA and the RNA within that, and it kicks it out into the rest of the cell, and that's what tells everything else what to do. So that's a good one. What else? Anything else that you can remember in a cell?
No, some of those names are really long, and it's been a while.
Well, let's talk about just a couple more that I think are the most important, and then we'll quiz you at the end just to see if you remember. So we got the nucleus,
Yes.
which is like the brains, right?
Yes.
The second one that I would say would be the most important part of a cell is the mitochondria.
Yes.
Do you know what the mitochondria does? Are you familiar with that?
No.
So have you ever heard of the Krebs cycle,
No, I
or
have not.
the electron transport chain? What it is when your body takes in food, it breaks it down into what are called simple sugars. And those sugars are taken in by your cell. And what it does is, through a process of breaking them down and rebuilding them, it creates what's called ATP, which is energy.
Mm-hmm.
And your cell uses those to continue the processes, but it also gives your body energy.
Yes.
Your muscle cells, your tissue cells, those are all making this ATP, and then that's how you function. That's why when you're feeling really tired and down, and you go eat a sandwich or something good,
Mm-hmm.
then it's kind of like a pick-me-up, because your cells are starting to produce energy. So do you understand what that one is?
Yes.
And the mitochondria is really cool, because within the cell, it actually has cell walls within it, or not cell walls, but plasma membranes within the cell. So you've got the outer one for the cell, but also with that. And then there's one other part to the cell that I would think is most important, and that is the endoplasmic reticulum. You've got the smooth and the rough, and the reason that those are important is because those are what creates the different amino acids and parts of your body that function to help you be who you are, that give you your genetics and help you to build cells and do all sorts of things. So let's talk about it. Do you feel more comfortable with the cell? Is that something that you feel comfortable with?
Yes.
Okay, what are the three things we talked about? Do you remember?
The nucleus, the mitoplasm, and the
So you got the endoplasmic reticulum.
endoplasmal reticulum.
Yep, that's a tough one to remember, and it's a hard one to say. Then you've got the nucleus,
Yes.
which is the brain, and then the
The mitochondria.
Perfect.
Yes.
And what does the mitochondria do?
It gives you energy.
Perfect. So do you feel like you could take this information out to maybe other class members or people and explain to them what you've learned? Or
Yes.
should I go back and help you?
No, I feel comfortable about that.
Perfect. Okay, well, this is our little session with that question in hand, and so we'll stop this broadcast and then we'll create another one. So